Hi, and welcome back to Cat Friend Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing Savage Things by Vertigo Comics. This is issue 1. So before I start into the comic, I literally just picked this up on a whim. I really wasn't sure what I was expecting going into it, but I was kind of pleasantly surprised. So when we open up into the comic, we see a boy is playing with fire, and then he looks at his watch and he sees that he has to go home. He comes home to find this horrible scene. Both of his parents have been murdered. And there's a man that is sitting on the couch waiting for him. And this man tells him that he just killed both of his parents. And he's got a question for him. What would he do if he let him go? And the boy asks him in response, why did he kill his parents, blah, blah, blah. And he said that because they were good, loving parents, and they would have made a commotion if this boy had gone missing. And he asks him again, what would he do if he had let him go? And the boy tells him, I'd kill you. And he said, well, then I think you're going to like your new home. So that was sometime in the past, and present day, there's a maid that is going on about her daily business, and she's a maid within a luxury hotel. So she opens up a hotel room and finds a scene of shock and horror, as does another maid, as you see right here, as there have been a number of horrible murders that have taken place within this hotel room and other hotel rooms throughout. So, I don't know. Wrong panel, right there. Yeah. Just grisly stuff. So, a man is outside smoking, and when he sees all of the havoc, chaos, and the tragedy that's going on, he walks away smiling. And if you'll take a quick notice, he's the same man that was walking down the hallway that said he was having a good morning to the maid earlier on. And he was in such a pleasant mood. So, moving on down some distance away, an old man receives a phone call. And it's from someone that he used to work with, and he wants him to call him on a more secure line. So he calls him back on his business line, and he asks him what does he want. He tells him to turn on the news. He asks him what channel, and he says any. So he turns on a news channel, and everyone is covering the horrible Manhattan Hotel massacre. So a confirmed over 40 dead individuals have died through a number of different grisly ways and methods. The really scary thing is, no one saw or heard anything. Yeah, that's right, there are absolutely zero witnesses as to what's going to happen, what happened, and who could have possibly caused this. So we get to know a little bit more about these two men and what they call their Operation Blue Ocean and Black Forest. So, Black Forest, 25 years ago, a number of individuals had rounded up 40 children. These all seem to be, at least from what I can see in all the artwork, young boys of a certain age, I'd say under the age of 13, that are all deemed as sociopaths. They all have the same exact symptoms. They all have histories of violence against animals, and a number of other elements. And they say left to their own devices, they would end up in jail or dead. But they believe that they could make these children useful. They're going to give them the tools to do exactly what they want, to who they want. However, it has to be taken against only enemies of the United States of America. And they want complete loyalty as a result of that. So, their teachers let loose for the first lesson. And to start off, 2 boys are called up to the very front of the classroom. They're Cain and Abel are their designations, which, if you get the reference, yeah. So, they're given a knife, and they're told to stab their teacher. And the boys look at him for a second, and they say, "What? You're not interested?" And the boy named Cain responds with, "If we do that, you're larger than us. You'll probably just disarm us and break our arms or stab us." And the teacher says, "Good. First lesson done." And then he goes to exit the door, and he says, "Second lesson, there are 40 of you currently in this classroom. I'm going to close this door, and I will not reopen it until there are only 20. Then we get to see the boy that was deemed as Cain earlier, the very same boy we saw in the very beginning of this comic, smile. So we get to see years later, the boy is no longer a boy. He's a grown man. And they're tracking him. They want to bring him in. So the team's in position. They're going through trying to keep their eyes on him, trying to take him down without any loss of life with any civilians, without him making them first. But of course, you have a highly trained, highly skilled individual. He makes them all. He takes down a number of the team throughout until he himself gets taken in. I'm sorry, Abel. Cain was the other boy. He's Abel. So he tells him very simply that they have a job for him. So I gotta tell you, savage things. I mean, government conspiracy, making child soldiers, just crazy brutality, and molding sociopaths to be ideal monsters and killers. I kind of loved this first issue. I mean, I felt like the art was pretty good throughout. It was written very well. I wasn't really expecting much going into this, but I was actually really pleasantly surprised. So, give me a like if you like this video. Comment below and tell me whether or not you enjoyed Savage Things and what you thought about it yourself. Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of the older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.